Bismillah. My name is Abdulrazak Muhammad Farah, one of the students learning Master of Project Management at SIMAT at Open University of Malaysia, but facilitated by SIMAT University in Mogadishu. First of all, I'm thanking to my faculty dean Yunus Ali, and I'm also thanking to our lecturer uh, Abbas Ahmad Muhammad. In here, I'm going to present about our project management assignment, in which we will just talk about one of the sustainable development goals, which is the goal 8, that in a way that we are going to create opportunities and job employments for the unemployed people and displaced people in Afgoye town. In our our project here, I'll start with the executive summary. This is a coursework assignment is required by Center for Postgraduate Studies, SIMAT University, specifically, I mean, project management course. The purpose of this assignment is to enable the students to enhance their knowledge on the following. First, or A, analyze issues and challenges related to project management for seeking effective solution. Propose effective management and project using suitable tools, techniques, planning, and control. Constructing project management plan based on any project organizational setting and project environment. To give you all overall overview, the introduction of this project here, as a company of Al Amin Farmers Corporation Company has just got a contract from EU, the European Union, and food and agriculture organization. Thus, it started to cultivate and repair, reconstructing 6 canals for local farmers who live 6 target villages, which is close to a riverine town of Afgoye in Lower Shabelle region. Then in there, we started selecting the locals, the IDBs, Manuel Lopo, just the organization or the company which is implementing the project recruited Manuel Lepos from the youngsters who have been experiencing much unemployment, really. It also selected from the IDBs. It selected from the owners of the tractors, and it also recruited the employees from the local farmers in order to just create jobs for them, in order them or their farms find enough or adequate clean water, in order to improve or develop their productivity or harvesting, as you can see in the introduction. That's one way. The other way is that this will also, this project will also play a significant role in contributing a lot to the Somalia's economical growth, really, because of when the farmers just farm now get enough water for their farms, and when they just recruit manual laborers, and when they just hire or rent the tractor owners will find enough money. They will just hire the tractors as drivers. The farmers will find enough water, and when the farmers get enough water, the production of the crops will increase. Then the project then plays a significant role in increasing the economic growth of the country, particularly the target areas. It also creates job opportunities for the youngsters and displaced or returnees. Well, this is to indicate that we as a group of 3 in the same class of Masters Project Management We devoted to prepare this report over us with applied skills and academic perception of project management body of knowledge. The report shall recommend how professionally we can manage the project. We can manage the project or every project at hand, and the best method of using most fitting skills, tools, techniques, planning and control. We also designated a report of this project to account for and highlight the exercise of the knowledge we gained from the subject as students, of Masters of Project Management at Open University Malaysia, but facilitated by Simon University. As I already explained in my previous expression of introduction of this presentation, this is of one of the canals which was successfully repaired and reconstructed. As you can see in the photo, on the left side there's a big farm, on the right side there's a big farm. The owners of the two farms are different, and this is the way that they are making use of. They are just a little bit far away from the river, but they are making use of the water after Al Amin Farmers Corporation achieved to implement its project and excavated this canal from the river in order to bring enough water to the farmers. This is the background of the project. The project will target rehabilitation on primary canals that have several secondary canals, where communities will rehabilitate the secondary canal on self-help basis through cash for work by local unemployed laborers and will be selected from the target village. This will involve excavation and reinforcement of irrigation canals in 6 riverine villages or localities, farms with 36,750 meters square in Lower Shabelle region. Okay. This will also be mainly in Afghanistan with its environs, which hosts more than 76 villages with full of local farmers with their farm lacking proper irrigation system in place. Furthermore, in the recent acute drought, the Shabelle River was dry for nearly a year, which caused the canals to be covered in dust, and recently, due to the heavy rains, the canals were strongly damaged. You can see here that the organization implementing this project has just done many research in order to know more about the needs of the local farmers. Then it came to know that they need these six canals to be repaired and reconstructed in order to increase their productivity. You can see just in here that the corporation believes that the construction of the main canals will require manual force of 587.78 laborers. This will indicate this just indicates that the organization created job or employment for the youngsters and the residents who have been unemployed for a long time. The manual workers of the project will be farmers and their families who will benefit from 13,161.2 man of labor wages. The beneficiaries will be selected from the most affected by the floods, war, those vulnerable returnees, and possibly from those youngsters who experienced the widespread of unemployment in the country as a whole. The solutions. Then, when we are selecting or recruiting the labor, we will follow the coming criteria. Let's see it. Okay. First, we will just collect or recruit from the farmers whose farm and irrigation culverts are destroyed by the flood. Well, first, that's the first. Second, returnees and IDBs. Third, farmers who have no access alternative livelihood to supplement their low income from agriculture. Number 4, communities affected by the wars and became as IDBs to the target area. Number 5, consideration will be given to the farms owned by female-headed households. 6, local farmers who have been incapable of rehabilitating their canals, which were damaged by the dried Shabelle River. Previous employees who were dependent on working for local farmers during cultivating period. Then the workers will be divided in groups of 22 people under one foreman and require 25 group of 22 person and 25 foremen who will work for an average of 1 month and 25 days. The project works are expected to commence during the off-season when the rains have subsided or before the rainy season or after the crop harvest. The project strategy shall be based on consulting with all actors or partners organizations and funding organizations such as the EU and FAO. Al-Amin will draw up on its experience of working with vulnerable communities in Lower Shabelle. Consideration shall be given to all cultures and norms in the riverine communities. Okay, this will be the idea. Riverine communities. Overall objective of the project is in accordance with the government of agricultural policy and efforts of economic growth, poverty reduction and eradication of hunger in Somalia by increasing food production. Diversification of the present farming system will secure the sustainable food security and increase the harvesting credibility of the local farmers. From here, I will welcome my colleague Muhammad Ali, who's going to be the next presenter. Welcome, Muhammad.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Ali Ahmed, Master of Project Management student from Open University Malaysia, facilitated by Simad University in Somalia. I am student number 2 in my group. Special thanks to our facilitator, Dr. Abbas Ahmed. I hereby present part of our assignment. I will be focusing on our project work breakdown structure and cost management. Before we go to our presentation, let's understand what is WBS. It is an acronym of work breakdown structure. Therefore, it's a foundational tool that will help us plan, manage, and evaluate our projects by breaking down the project into smaller components. Therefore, since our project is a canal construction and rehabilitation, our WBS consists of 5 tasks, which you can see: conduct research, recruiting staff and equipment, canal rehabilitation, evaluation, closeout. As you see, each task will have subtasks. This network diagram is a visual representation of the work flows of the project. This diagram helps us to show the critical path of the project. A critical path is created to estimate task duration and ensure that our project does not fall behind schedule. So this diagram is our project's critical path and tells us that this project will not fall behind schedule. In this part, I'm going to explain first what is cost management, how is the cost of the project managed, who is responsible for the cost management, what are control accounts and their usage, how our project cost is measured, what will be the cost management reporting format and cost variances responses process speed. Let us start with the definition of cost management. In project management, the cost is an integral part of the project and is essential to be tracked, because if a project cost is mismanaged or the project meets budget overrun, obviously that project will fail. Therefore, cost management is the process of estimating, allocating, and controlling the project costs to predict future expenses and reduce cost overrun. The project manager will be responsible and in charge of keeping track of overall project cost variances to predict future expenses and take decisive actions to prevent budget overrun. There should be formed control account that will help manage expenditures and maintain project's financial results in case In case the project cost variance is very high and inconsistent, the project manager will take remedial actions to bring back the cost and schedule performance indicators below the degree of alarm, as all the corrective measures are the project manager's responsibility. Track the performance of the project should be used, and value metrics such as schedule variances, cost variances, schedule performance index, cost performance index, which are all used to assess project cost performance, whether it is over or under budget. For instance, in our project, if the schedule performance index or cost performance index is lower than 0.8 or higher than 1.2, it will be considered in a red line, and remedial measures plan is required to control the cost of variance. Finally, reporting the format of the cost management will be included in the monthly status report so as to be informed by every one of the project's stakeholders. This report will contain change requests and value measures and overall cost variances. This report will contain change requests and values measures and overall cost variances. Thank you for listening. That's all for today. Next will be third student of the group, Mrs. Suraya Hussein.
Dubo. I'm one of the students in Master of Project Management at Open University in Malaysia, which is sponsored by SIMAT University in Mogadishu, Somalia. My thank and appreciation to our faculty dean, Dr. Yonis, and our lecturer, Dr. Abbas Ahmad Mohammed. I'm the third of the students, and now I should like to look at our next topic, procurement. Procurement is a process of getting or acquiring goods and services by purchasing, renting, or leasing. Procurement process include specification and solicitation. Solicitation is a document that describes what you need and gives instruction for suppliers to respond. Procurement management approach is all about which method are we going to use in our project. Are we going to buy the item, or are we going to make or manufacture our product? By looking cost effective. So we compare those two methods and we select the best one for our project. If it is good and lower cost to make the item, we will manufacture, and if it is good to buy other company, we shall source supplier, or we get the best supplier by looking their technical evaluation and their financial. Next, type of contract to be used. Since there is 3 types of contract, we look the best type of contract that we are going to use in our project. So there is 3 types of contract. 1, there is fixed price contract. 2, there is cost plus contract. 3, there is time and material. So we are going to use fixed price contract. The reason we used fixed price contract is if something does go wrong, the risk will be the side of suppliers. So means as buyer, we shall not take much risk, or we shall not be responsible if any risk happen. So the supplier side or supplier will take the risk. So type of contract to be used: all of the item and service needed for this project will be purchased through firm fixed price contract. The project team will cooperate with the agreement and buying department to establish the quantity, service, and needed deliver date. Once the vendor has been chosen, the agreement and the purchasing department will seek bid from different suppliers to procure the goods within the needed time at fair price or affordable price under the firm fixed price contract. This contract will include 1 year grace period or 3 option years. Standardized procurement documentation. There are several steps in procurement management process, as well as continuing management of all procurement operation and contract. In this fast-paced, difficult place, our goal must be to make procurement management as simple as possible so that we can complete our project, our contract, and project on time. We will be using a standard documentation for all aspects of procurement management process and help ease this activity. These standardized documents have been established and revised over a long period of time in order to improve procurement effort. They give sufficient level of detail, allowing for simpler proposal comparison, more price and pricing, more comprehensive responses, and more successful contract and vendor administration. On the company shared drive, the PMO keep standard project management and project paperwork that will be used for this project. For project procurement, the applying the following document will be used. One, template for a standard request for proposal or RFP. That include contact, proposal process and timeline, guideline for submitting proposal, criteria for selecting sources or suppliers, forms for pricing, work statement, form for evaluating internal sources, non-closure agreement, letter of intent, firm fixed fee contract, procurement audit form, procurement performance review form, lesson learned form. Contract approval process. Point one, several constraints must be addressed as part of the project procurement management plan. The restriction will be defined in request for proposal that will be distributed to all vendors to assess or to evaluate the capability to work within. These restrictions apply to, among other things, schedule, cost, scope, workforce, and technology. Second, reserve are only to be used if project scope adjustment is approved or at discretion of management. Any procurement operation or contract award that specify work not directly relevant to the project scope statement will be rejected. Next, current staff must carry out, supervise, all procurement action or activity. Parts requirements have been developed and included in the work order as part of request for proposal. No additional work will be hired or resigned, while bid might include proposal for different material or manufacturing process. Parts requirements must match those on the work order. So the need or the requirement of the buyer should match the item that delivered by the vendor. Decision criteria is all about selecting the best supplier, evaluating suppliers, and giving award contract to the best one. The following criteria will be used in the selection award of contract under such project. The vendor ability to deliver all items on the specified deadline, quality price, estimated delivery time or date, cost of outsourcing and insourcing, previous performance. Next point, the agreement review board or the project manager will assess these criteria. These factors and also available resources will be used to make the final selection. Vendor management. Vendor management is a process that organizations use to manage their supplier relationship by looking the item that delivered or the quality, the quantity, and the time. So there is 6 stages of vendor management. 1. Establish business goal. Both buyer and supplier understand what need to get done. 2. Vendor locating and selecting. You evaluate or assess supplier's perspective to ensure that they have resources, means like financial, experience or technical, and personal to satisfy your goal, and key performance indicator, KPIs. 3. Risk assessment. Risk assessment is all about having transparent with your supplier that you share everything. If there is a risk, you share the cost, the time, everything. So you share a goal. Next, contract negotiation. Contract negotiation means having contract framework. It's like having long time of contract, like 5 years, 6 years of contract. And this contract, it's good in our project because it will reduce the risk. If there is scarcity, us will not affect much because we already make contract framework. Supplier onboarding. This means collecting the documents required to process and set up company as approved vendor. Next, risk mitigation and monitoring. Collect necessary data or time from the frequent ongoing risk reporting and ensure vendor due diligence. Thank you so much.